One More Round, the Young Professionals podcast is brought to you by Anchor. Create, distribute, and monetize your podcast with Anchor. Anchor believes everyone's stories can and should be heard. Around the world, creators are using Anchor's powerful platform for everyone, everywhere, for free. Anchor. I'm Matt Kelly. My co-host is Chris Vion. Welcome to One More Round, the Young Professionals podcast. Episode 4. To you, the valued listener, thank you for searching for us and making us a part of your day.
Zac Green, General Manager and Partner of WN Citrus in Bakersfield, California. Zac is the epitome of finding your true passion. Zac had been a sales executive for some of the most well-known, reputable companies in the United States. He had a gift to build key relationships, utilizing his skill sets to relate to people. But like many of us, he wasn't truly happy in his career and decided to make a life change. By chance and also hard work, he landed his dream job in changing careers to become a successful, organic citrus farmer where he impacts many people, especially his own team, each and every day. He instills the keep pushing, keep moving forward mantra. Zac's story is one of, if you fail enough at what you don't like, one day you will succeed at what you do like. The year is 2012. The location is North Beach in San Francisco. You're sitting at a bar you'll be bartending at in the not so distant future. You've called this moment a pivotal marker in your life, a crossroads, if you will. Who did you meet that night?
I met my wife's dog, my future wife's dog, sitting at a bar in North Beach. She was running, doing some physical fitness, and I was doing some physical fitness inside the bar, lifting beers. And she popped in. We didn't know it at the time, but we had mutual friends in North Beach. If you want to picture North Beach, San Francisco, if no one's ever been there, North Beach, San Francisco is a grown-up Sesame Street.
Okay.
Is a place where everybody knows your name, and you get along, and it's a community. I just didn't quite know it at the time, but my wife came running up, and I met her dog Monty, and I pretty much ignored her.
And then from that moment, things went where they went between the both of you, and just soon after that, you got yourself into the coffee business, into an entrepreneurship with a co-partner, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I was at the time in a sales job, an inside sales job. I've had several inside sales jobs that honestly probably weren't the best thing for me and didn't work out, and I wasn't a great fit. But that's all I knew of what I could do in life. Right, I was in that sales grind through. The ongoing relationship with my wife, my girlfriend at the time, and North Beach just developed a community of, I like to call coffee and conversation with my coffee shop, and realized there was a whole lot more I could do by just talking with people. Prior to the coffee shop coming about, I did end up, like you said, bartending at the bar that I met my wife at, and developed that North Beach community, and through there, and kind of found my purpose in life at that moment.
Sure, Zac. I want to piggyback on that for a second, Zac. So what do you think really inspired you, though, to ultimately change, your sales career to start that Reveal Coffee company?
Through North Beach, I met a gentleman, a coffee background, and I started a distribution at first with him, and then ultimately a really great friend of mine and was my boss at the time at the bar. We wanted to have a spot to sell that coffee that I was distributing through the city of San Francisco, and there was an opportunity and a place, 20 square feet available, and we jumped at the chance to let's have a coffee shop there.
Interesting. I guess my other question follow-up would be, how did you know when? How did you know when to ultimately make that jump? Did you have second thoughts about staying in sales, or did you kind of know right then you had to make the switch?
Yeah, my sales career, and if you just look at it on paper, was probably a failure.
Right.
I was not a great grind inside sales guy. I had too many devils, too many demons, and just could not keep that up, and it was not healthy. It's very odd saying that it was more healthy to be a bartender, but it was, and it was more healthy to step out of that and figure out I needed to do a different direction. And my wife, Jackie, was a huge part of helping me through that transition and the challenges and seeing the opportunities, obviously, instead of the challenges.
Was there a time when you were going through that transition where you needed to get out of that sales mentality or those sales positions? And was it tough to make that transition, that hop to something completely different?
I was mentally unable to continue the grind of a get up in the morning, dial for dollars. I could always talk about it and how successful, and boy, I do this and I do that. But once you're in there in the office and the reality of that's what you do, it wasn't healthy. It wasn't what I should have been doing. And I'm glad that the powers above me made those decisions, and I was able to pursue something else.
Oh, sure. I was just going to kind of piggyback on his last one, Chris, and just ask you, Zach, were there any skills that you actually did take from your sales day that you kind of apply now in your current role?
Absolutely. Sales is, yes, getting that sale, dialing for dollars, but it's the conversation that you develop with people and being able to hold that conversation and that relationship. The old relationship sale mantra, right? Developing relationships with vendors, with customers, with my employees, because I'm still selling myself. They have to believe in me and what I'm doing, my vision, my keep pushing, keep moving forward mantra that I push here very, very hard, and I have to sell that.
That's a great point, and I think, Chris, you would say the same thing. Everyone is a salesman, right? No matter if you're a doctor, a lawyer, or even yourself as a GM, you hit a great point. Everyone is a salesman no matter what you're doing, and I think that's a key point to hit home. And on that note, Chris, I'll throw it back to you.
We're now positioned with WN Citrus. What did the beginning days for you look like in learning a completely different industry, and who did you look for mentorship, whether it be internally or even outside?
My biggest mentor in this business is my father-in-law. He is his name is Dennis Johnston. He is he's the person that I've looked to try to maintain a little bit of level-headedness in this business. And when I first got to Bakersfield, we are citrus growers, potato growers from the past, but the citrus industry, as far as greenhouse business and citrus growing in greenhouses, was a complete new thing for him, for my mother-in-law Stacy, who sits in the office with me. We bought a company in 2015 that, like a lot of things, we thought it was, and we're sold on something that it really wasn't. And the struggle and the heartache, the bleeding money of running a business at the beginning, and even in year 6 as we are, but those challenges of looking to him and say, is the sky falling, Mr. D? What the hell did we get ourselves into? And he just says, this is a big picture. This is a blip. We've got to keep pushing, keep focused on what our end goal is.
And what was that mission as general manager from day one on the job? And what's that mission been like today when you're comparing both from...
My mission when I first started and GM and today has not changed. It's about my people. It's about getting them bought into what myself, my family is trying to do. Yes, we own this business, but we don't own it, and we're not successful without the people that are here. When we bought this company, it was a struggling, dying company, and what we had to do to get people to find themselves, in this business. It's so interesting of how connected and how much of a family we are here with this group of individuals. It's not just me and my mother-in-law. We're all in this, and we all believe in where we're going now.
And Zac, and just to follow up on what you just said, you had said you kind of taking over, quote unquote, a dying business. What was your first step? Like, how did you guys begin to resurrect the business?
The biggest step is putting money back in, spending those dollars to build up infrastructure, putting in technology that helps your really good employees, your core, do a better job. It's changing the mentality of, this company was around for 40 plus years, and I still have people that have been here 30 plus years, but showing them a different path of, we're going to do things a little differently. We don't have all the answers, but trust in us, believe in us, and then really rewarding hard work and making people proud of where they're at. I've had more employees in the last 5 years buy homes. And that is it. We're in agriculture. Kind of the idea of agriculture in California and the demographic and what we're doing, who we're working with, and to have employees buy homes is something super special. Daily in agriculture, greenhouse business or in agriculture, you get your ass handed to you some way or in something is always breaking, whether it's a pipe or a piece of equipment or a greenhouse. You're fixing things constantly and you're bleeding money to make things work right. And getting the keep pushing, keep moving forward mantra can be, and I'm guilty of it too, can be so easily lost in holy crap, what just happened today? And why did this happen? And focusing on that stuff. And my team can get focused on that of, boy, this is a challenge today and we've lost so much time, but getting back on focus of, this is a year cycle, guys, where we're going in a year as far as all these trees, what we're doing. And at the end of the day, this is where we're going to end up. And these are just blips on the radar.
Each and every day you're battling a challenge in listening to this conversation, and you're constantly getting back up. You keep on moving forward. That's the coaching. That's the perspective you have when you're working with your colleagues. Can you talk about a major success win or maybe some wins that you've had recently where, all right, we've had these challenges, but now look at these wins that we're having?
Right. We are from 2015, when we bought the place to now, the recognition and name recognition and quality product that's being put out there is completely different than when we bought the place. Those are huge wins. I have an operations manager who is known now in the citrus world. She is a strong female agriculture, just behemoth of a human being. She's smart. We're not the company we are today without her. And she's being recognized. She's going to out places, and people are looking for her as the expert. People call us about different things because we're the experts now, and that's happened very quickly because of the efforts of the team here. We didn't see that happening. We're getting more opportunities to sell more trees to different types of growers. The opportunity is out there, even with all the challenges of water and droughts and labor. The opportunities are still there. The doors have not closed on us.
Zac, in following you on LinkedIn, you're a big advocate with putting you and putting the business out there for advertising, showing what's going on day to day, where you're at now within this process, where you're going with it in the next phase, in the next process. Do you see that being similar with your competition in the industry, or is that something that you saw that, hey, we need to do this? Times have changed. We need to get into this social media platform.
Yeah, I social media, it's a double-edged sword, right? Farming is a dying industry, unfortunately. And I think everybody said it at some generation. Everybody's getting older. Who's going to take over?
Right.
You know, and social media is a huge part of, I don't know if it makes us more successful, but it gives us more, what's the word I'm looking for? It gives us more credibility. I'm not yet an advocate on TikTok. I think that's a different beast that I don't know if I want to tackle. But as far as the professional world and some videos on Instagram, it is vital that we put our face out there to talk about stuff. But putting people out like Anna, minorities, female ownership, that's something that agriculture hasn't done. And they need to do more of it because that's the direction that the world is going. And also, we have to put out our failures. Where did we fail? Because I think that's more credible too. I don't have all the answers. We're going to mess up and do something wrong, or we got the crap kicked out of us by wind and rain, and we better show that too, because it's not all success.
Right.
But it makes us who we are, and it makes us learn for the future.
What do you find most gratifying about your position today, Zac?
Boy, what I think about daily is one, my daughter. She's 3. What am I doing to? What am I leaving for her, business wise, or if there's an opportunity for her, what am I going to leave her? I don't want to leave her something that she's got to go in debt for to keep going. I want to leave her some success. A lot of that comes from my father-in-law and what he's absolutely left for his daughter, for myself, what we're doing, working in the business now. I would be doing him an ultimate disservice if I didn't follow that mantra. But more importantly, what are my employees going to have? What opportunities do they have? What opportunities do they have to work after this? This shouldn't be a forever job. Some people, I'm very greedy, and I want some people to work here forever till I'm gone, and so we can have that around. But that's not reality.
I'm curious because there's so many people like you, back in the day when you were looking to, change your career. They're probably out there going to be listening, kind of stuck. They're not really sure how to make that leap. They want to, but whether it's the security, it's a money issue, or just scared to take that next step. What's your advice for someone taking that leap, changing careers, and how do you find your real true calling and passion?
I think people need to be honest with themselves and just know when you're unhappy. Yep. And knowing when you're not healthy mentally. Mental health is such a huge thing. It should have been a huge thing 20, 30 years ago. It's more now, right? We're understanding mental health and capacity, all that stuff. I think finding that person, whether it's a spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, father-in-law, finding that mentor, that is so important. Social media is great. Your TikToks, your Instagrams, your LinkedIns, but finding that person you can talk to and just be real with and talk about struggles, talk about successes, that helps so much. And you got to take your leaps. You got to get out there. That's easier said than done. But just being able to recognize that there is a struggle or there needs to be a change and being honest with yourself, That's my advice. And I wish you guys the best of luck. It's exciting to see this. I think it's a great perspective. Things that need to be talked about. So,
and with that, we want to say thank you, the value listener, for making us a part of your day. For you to carve out some time for us, it's truly a privilege. One More Round, the Young Professionals podcast, is brought to you by Anchor. Create, distribute, and monetize your podcast with Anchor today for free. We're all going to get knocked down in life. Just make sure you get up and get back in the fight. Until next time, keep punching.